got.
Godspeed.
And that's us live. So, welcome back. We are going to do quick fire intros today. Welcome to everybody in chat again. Oh, wait, are we already up to 17 retweets? Good lord, people. That's fast.
Yeah, please, we need
No?
it.
Yeah, go.
Are we? Are we? No, I think that's the wrong tweet. But yeah, quick fire intros. We'll go clockwise this time. As always, tell us who you are and who you play, and that's how it goes. So, Kevin.
Okay, hey everybody, I'm Kevin. I play the soon-to-be retired Daredevil pilot, Phil Banks, call sign Boomjockey.
Quick enough. Void.
Hi, I'm Void. I play Parker. Parker's call sign is Starfox. It is not Widowmaker. Okay, that was a mistake. It was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose.
That's
Parker's
not
very
a call
sad
sign,
about
that's
it.
a hobby.
Also, hey, I just want to remind everybody that Parker is still on drugs. Okay. Everybody approved of Parker being put on drugs. Everybody approved it. Just reminding you. All right.
I will also just say I'm in love with the fact that this is happening, and one of the songs I put on the playlist before we even started was the song Widowmaker. So this is fantastic. Petra.
Hey everybody, I'm Petra. I'm back playing Haley, Predator Rutherford, the hero phone from Grace who just wanted to start over in a new system, and I feel like one of those how it started and how it's going memes is in place, sort of, squad banter, just having fun, and then squad banter, but also being sandwiched between forces that I don't think are friendly any longer. Oops.
I think you may have burned some bridges here.
Oops.
Zane.
I think it's it's fine. Our networking abilities are still on point. Hey, I'm Zine. You can find me as Sotenquill, and I am playing Shirin, called sign Teal, and I'm very much up for this fight. This is now starting to get, into my waters.
Yeah, because you're not the one getting shot.
I'm trying to get in front of the spaghetti formation.
Everybody knows Boomjockey is always at the front of the spaghetti formation.
Yep.
You can be at the front of the spider formation if you want.
We're professionals. We know how to talk.
Our way out of things.
We'll see. So, as it stands right now, the squad are trying to make their way to a little asteroid that's been locked in orbit of the planet Tuanye, where a massive force of starfighters had been built up and was waiting to be gifted to the High Republic, which definitely would have pissed off the Dominion and had the potential to maybe heat up a war that had gone pretty cold. So the squad have decided to take access codes to these fighters and go up to that asteroid and hack into what is the relay station from where you can maybe control everything. And I'm not entirely sure what your plan is.
The one we want.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not entirely sure what your plan is, but I guess I've just found out what your plan is.
Well, that's...
Survive.
But yeah, you ran into a squad of fighters on the way, have thinned out some of their ranks, and taken a bit of a beating yourselves. And in the midst of all this, your sensors picked up two others of the prototype fighters that you yourselves have, the variable ones, the ones that are basically Gundams, let's face it. One of them still splattered with the blood of the guard that Parker, Starfox here, kinda sort of pancaked, and with a voice broadcasting in the open, full of white-hot rage, proclaiming that she's out for your blood because that was her husband.
Thanks, Papaya.
As a result of Papaya's generosity here. So we will pick it up right then and there. You have these two prototypes rocketing into the fight. You can tell the other fighters that you're engaged with are actually pulling away a little bit. And, not sort of turning tail and running, but just getting some distance and not directly engaging as this one particular ship rockets forward. And you can see as it comes into visual range and as your screens give you the full readouts, you can see there are still traces of a person on the outside. And as it comes into range, there's a very brief moment of just a lot of mechanisms all moving at once, and then seconds later it is in a humanoid form, holding out in front of it just a handle. And the voice comes again over the comms, broadcasting once again just freely in the open, saying, "You clearly didn't get yourselves fully armed. I don't care which one of you did this. Take a weapon and face me. One-on-one."
I go over our private comms. Fuck that. Break off into the magnetic field fast. Then it's just a couple of them versus 4 of us. Book it.
Agreed, we shouldn't stay here.
What weapons is she talking about?
I don't even know.
I don't know,
Swords.
but I'm about to start picking up rocks and throwing at them.
The broadcast
All right,
comes
let's go.
out again. "Face me. If you turn tail, we're opening fire immediately."
How
And
close
the
are all
thumb
of them?
within range that they can. Let's put it this way: we're kind of at a break in the combat. So at any point, if anyone wants to start shooting again, you can. But this is a challenge that's been issued and seems to be respected currently.
No, but I'm just asking because I wasn't under the impression that the forces behind us had already closed in to a point where they can shoot at us. That's why I was asking.
The main thrust of them, no, it's just these two prototypes that have caught up to you. All the rest are still way behind. You don't know. Maybe it was just the pure power of anger fueling the rockets on this one, but it just is way ahead of everyone else. As you watch,
Yeah.
the thumb of the hand makes a swift movement, and just a sliver of pure orange energy springs into existence. This ever so slightly wavering beam. And it is just pointed at each of you in turn, going, "Are you all cowards?"
Fuck the lightsaber. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
We all killed at the same time. Unfortunately, we have to fight all of us. Sorry. Let's
I'm
go.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what to do here, so I'm gonna do whatever you guys say. You wanna yep, let's go then. Okay.
I think our best chances are right now to outmaneuver them. Get through the asteroid belt. I don't want to stay here out in the open. If we have to face the two of them, perhaps even more, fine.
Yes, let's find cover.
But yeah, Haley starts to fuck off.
Okay.
Or initiate the maneuver to get the fuck out of there.
Boomjockey follows
Fuck off formation.
Follows procedure 1-2B, which is fuck off.
Okay,
fuck off from
so
We all
Okay.
engage fuck off thrusters.
which means you are all bugging out.
Hell yes.
Was that what the action was called?
Yeah, so bugging out. So you basically have two options here. You can concede, which essentially means you accept that you lose the combat and you will take a necessary negative outcome, which I don't think is what you're doing.
I think they're working with a different set of morals right now. We're not gonna throw or accept any gauntlets. We're just getting out of here, and if we can then shank them somewhere between the asteroids, we'll do that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this
In which case,
they're playing by knightly rules. We're playing by prison rules.
Yeah.
We're taking
Well-
a leaf out of the book of Shirin right now.
yeah, just from the streets, eh? All right. So what you're doing instead is, in this case, this would be called running the gauntlet. So you declare your intention to bug out. Any ship that's on the maneuver chart currently gets an attack on you, and if you survive, you've made it.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to be clear, we get our 3 fate points back because of the session, is that correct?
Yes, you do refresh your fate points.
Alright.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Scenes. So I paid with 1 refresh to get that extra piece of equipment, which I no longer have. Do I get that refresh back?
That's. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Don't worry, I'll give you a compel. It's gonna be okay.
Go as you are.
It all
Yeah,
works out
is
at
there-
the end.
Initiating their let's get the fuck out maneuver. Haley is just looking down because there's a fucking cat in her cockpit.
Oh, yeah, right.
She's like, just stay. Just, I don't even know how you're still. I already flew. Guys, by the way, I'm not alone. And no, I'm not talking about ghosts. There is a cat in my cockpit.
Hey, that's good luck. Keep it.
Oh my god, again? We were blessed by the cats.
How can we use this to our advantage?
I don't know.
Leave the
Do
cat's
cats
name, put
in
the codes
space
in the...
mess with scanners?
I mean, right now it
No.
just looks like a normal cat. Just no, honey, just stay out. No,
It's just
don't
like-
touch that.
It's got paws up. It's trying to climb into your lap at the moment.
Oh shit! It's like any other time.
Put it in the duffel bag.
Alright,
Wow.
bring
Yeah,
it
I
on.
just
we
have only the
cats.
hat looking around.
You are turning out and bugging out, which means the fighters that are still on the maneuver chart can all make an attack. Let's see. Boomjockey, you are on the tail of one of them.
Yep.
As soon as you turn and Scarper, it also turns and is going to take a shot at you.
Okay.
Well, you defend with your piloting. The roll itself was a plus. Hang on. Come on. What was the bonus that I assigned to these? Okay, so the roll on that is a +4, and you got a. Okay, so that's 2 shifts of stress.
I am you know what? I'm going to spend a fate point on this. And use my high aspect of Daredevil. I'm gonna maneuver the shit out of this. There will be barrel rolls involved in this one. I am getting away from this shot. Even after.
All right.
And if I can make the mech hands once again flip the guy off, even better.
I mean, since you're spending a fate point anyway, we'll say you can do it. Yeah. But
that makes it 4 and 4.
Yep, 4 and 4, which means
it just
you basically just get paint job. Exactly, you get grazed, and that's it. Haley, you were. Let's see, you were engaged with
I was
one of them.
I had this boost, got my claws in you, and I'm retracting my claws because I'm.
Yes.
Going the other way.
Your claws are retracted, which makes you such a nice little target. And in fact, you've got 2 of them. Okay, well, that's not a great roll. That's just a +3, so please defend with your piloting. But yeah, so as Boomjockey turns around, and it's a turn and then just the tightest maneuver that's humanly possible, followed by swift ascent, a spiral drop, straightening out, and then just running zigzags.
Yeah. They rolled a 2, you said?
+3 total.
Yeah, I'm... So that would be technically like, so 2 damages to the shields?
Yeah, it basically would, it would nullify your shields.
Yeah.
Here's a question, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, like, running the gauntlet, is that the only action we have, or can we take like a step 2 action as well?
That's it. That's all you've got.
Okay, worth asking.
Yeah, always worth asking. But yeah, running the gauntlet is essentially technically all your fighters should be in the special section of the maneuver chart, and anyone can take a shot at you.
Okay.
But yeah, Predator, are you taking that hit?
Yeah, I'm taking the damage.
All right.
I'm getting the feeling there's more situations to come where I'll need fate points.
As your shields drop, the fighter 3 of their forces is also going to take a shot and is going to use the last invoke of I can't remember whether I called it cohesive maneuver.
Yeah, cohesive union.
Basically the fact that they're a cohesive unit. So the one of them has turned around, taken down your shields, and this one, being essentially the other person's wing, is already diving in to take advantage of that. So, oh, you're gonna hate this.
Yes, please.
With cohesive unit, that's gonna be a +8 to hit.
Well, let me roll that and then use a fate point.
If you have anything you can use to give a penalty, now's the time, but I think that's already been used up.
What kind of penalty?
Because you only had a boost against the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a superb fucking roll from you, indeed.
Any aspect you can use and get at the 7?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't used Born in the Cockpit. Okay, not really, in a long time. Just bringing in her
Okay.
her experience of being a fighter pilot vet. But wait, that would
Alright.
just get it to 7, right? Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
8
you would
versus
still
7, you
take-
take 1 stress. It's
Yeah.
that versus 3, so
Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm definitely doing it. But I just realized that I can't get it. Higher
it
than
keeps
7.
Team Mom alive.
For now.
For now. Yeah,
So
you know the moment you see your shields wink out, and because they've been fighting as a very good unit so far, you know from experience that in that moment someone else is going to pounce, and you do your best to dodge and try to make sure that you shake off any sort of hits, but you feel that sort of as the bullets impact and tear through part of the ship. But you've managed to avoid the worst of it.
So where, since the shields are gone, I've never taken damage beyond that. Where do I mark that?
Let's see, you've got... I mean, I can mark that on your actual fighter on the maneuver chart. It's essentially just the stress, the
right.
hit points,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
it were, of your fighter. I have marked it for you.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So you've taken 1 point of stress out of the 6 you've got on your fighter. Fighter number 2. Who's that one gonna go for? I mean, they're gonna try and put their eggs in the same basket, as it were. Boomjockey, you have such an inviting profile.
Didn't I bug out
Here's-
already?
Any of them can attack you.
God damn it.
Yeah, sorry. So this one is also going to take a shot at you as you're busy zigzagging and dodging, trying to get away from the one that's sort of on your tail. This one swoops in from a different angle, trying to take advantage of your flight pattern. No, doesn't do so well. It's only +5 to hit, so defend.
Right.
Eh.
I'll take the hit. I'll take the ding.
Yeah. Yeah. You also feel just like the brief judder of an impact as a series of bullets tears through part of your armor. And the only other one who is going to take a shot is the Widow. Because her wing also hasn't caught up. She's been just putting every single little jewel of energy into the jets just to catch up and fight you. And now you're not even fighting. God. So, she's actually going to launch. What is it? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out who she would fire at.
I think just me saying, to be fair, I think at this point she would could make it random. You know, roll a die,
Yeah.
and whoever it falls on. Because she said that she doesn't know who did the squashing.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm well aware that means I can be one of the targets again. So
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a d4 rather, and it's going to just we'll go clockwise again. So Kevin, you're 1, Zane, you're 4, whoever it lands on is getting hit with a Vulcan's Hammer precision missile. You're not gonna believe this.
It's a 1.
You predicted it.
I knew it. Guys,
I'm
it
gonna
was
take a
good to meet
picture of
It
this
was
just
good.
so
It
you
was
know.
good knowing you.
Ah,
Don't say that.
I've taken a photo of it. So yeah, that. In this case, that's not even a gunnery roll. That's going to be a technology roll. Huh.
A lot of
What's
minuses.
that?
One sec. No. I just need to double check something on this. Okay, I need you also once again to roll a defense.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. That is not enough. You needed a 5.
Cool.
Or you
I
need to
will.
beat a 5.
I no longer have a souped-up engine, but now I
No.
have a variable fighter. So I'd like to spend a fate point to use the fact that my ship can transform and twist in new creative ways as an aspect to get a +2 in Tornado Survive. Literally transform, split, so it passes between my legs.
Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna need another roll to see if you can manage that.
I'll
Because
do
you
it.
are very new to piloting this, so I need you to roll.
Fantastic.
I haven't even told you what skill you're rolling yet.
Oh, fuck. It has to be pilot, but it has to be pilot. Because it is piloting.
I was actually gonna make it a technology roll because you're trying to figure out the tech.
I figured
And
it's a
this will be a requirement. Let's see.
Well,
I'm gonna
just
say
read
requirement of a +3 if you want to transform and try and find a way to minimize the damage, and a +4 if you really do want to do the splits and Van Damme this between your legs.
I don't need it to Van Damme it. I just need to be able to twist the mech in a way that helps avoid the impact. That's all I need.
All right. So
4.
there you go. All right. So
Oh, thank God.
5 against 5, which means it is a tie, which means the Widow is going to choose a minor cost because she's fucking pissed. Minor cost in order to make this attack, she has to just ditch the beam saber, so it goes trailing off into space and she's lost a weapon.
Okay.
But yeah, it goes from being a very damaging attack, I will say mitigates the damage, so you only take 3 shifts of stress. Because the missile has a set amount of damage it would deal as soon as it impacts.
Can I take a consequence instead of the damage?
Absolutely. Please roll me a fate die and tell me if it comes up on a plus, a nothing, or a minus.
How do I do that?
It should be just... Hang on. It should be just roll... Should be... No, wait. I forgot the command for rolling a single fate die.
Oh. Slash roll, right? 1d6?
Yeah, it's slash roll, and it's 1... I think it might be 1df. I think that might be the particular one. I'm so sorry, we should know this, but we've been using the sheets to roll, and they're automatic.
-1.
Okay, that's a minus. So, as long as it's a minus... what you are looking at is... Oh, come on. The ships of Tachyon Squadron. Blackfish. So you rolled a minus, which means you have critical system damage. So you can take that your life support is damaged, or cockpit is hit, pilot sustains damage equal to the amount the ship sustained.
I'll take life support.
Okay. Alright,
still
your
have
life
my-
support is out.
I still have my suit, so not too bad.
Yeah. But basically, your life support is not in great shape. Left to yourself, let's say, with the oxygen on board, the recycler system is borked, so you normally... sorry, I'm having to improvise here. A ship like this would probably normally come equipped with at least about 12 hours. So yeah, you have 12 hours. And that's it. And yeah, you just feel that impact. You managed to twist and dodge yourself in such a way that it didn't just, as the name of the weapon goes, it didn't just hammer into you, but it did explode close enough that the shrapnel, the fragmentation of it, has torn through some of your critical systems, and you get the warning that, and then a countdown clock appears starting at 11:59:59, telling you that you have this long before your life support runs out, and then after that you have another 30 minutes from your suit, and that's it.
Here's the lesson, kids. Don't assume that pilot is going to be the role.
Yeah, and even then, remember that your opponents can also do things. I'm
Do
sorry.
we still have the ability
No,
to
I
do
mean, it's just that
rescue
it's the first time
missions?
we've done, like, combat with accepting consequence to succeed, so threw me off.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to do it before. Not really. Sorry, Void, you were saying something.
We can still do rescue maneuvers with these ships. So, like, if Boomjockey runs out of time in it and just like shoots out of
Absolutely,
the
you
thing,
can just-
capture it.
I
Yeah,
actually
you can
have
just-
a plan.
Scoop up and... Oh no, you have a plan. This doesn't bode well. But yeah, Teal, Starfox, the two of you... I mean, you still had full shields. You weren't necessarily visible as easy targets. So...
I still have the fancy fire aspect.
Theoretically, you would, but since you're bugging out, essentially at this point the combat will
Okay.
end, and whatever aspects were in the scene are now void. Pun not intended. Oh boy. By the way, Kevin, quick thing. Taking a consequence will... You will still take 1 point of stress to your ship, but you've negated the other 2.
Okay.
So every consequence you take negates 2 points of stress.
Right. Let me know when we can, take action, because I want to try a few things.
Yeah, so at this point, because you've bugged out, you've run the gauntlet, and you have survived, albeit with some damage. This takes us out of actual combat, out of the actual maneuver chart. You are now in pursuit, or you're being pursued, but you are also, and your sensors can tell you that you're heading towards the magnetic field. If you can evade pursuit for just a little bit longer, then at the very least their regular fighters won't be able to follow you without getting very much twisted out of shape. So
That's kind of the plan, I think.
Yeah. So in this case, I'm
burn
gonna
these engines.
burn them good, and I'm gonna call this another challenge, another group challenge. The 4 of you are out. Teal, Starfox, you didn't really take any damage. Predator, you've taken a hit. Boomjockey, you've taken a pretty serious one. I'm gonna give you all a brief moment to sort of just play out how you would react in this, and then we'll jump into the challenge. So I'm just gonna give you a bit of time to RP, and then we move on.
So how we doing?
I was about to ask you that. You're
How are we
smoking.
doing? How are you doing?
Life support is shot. If I get even a minute or two, I can put this thing on autopilot. I can try to fix it, but other than that, I got 12 hours of oxygen, and then I might need to bug out. But if we're heading to a place that has a bunch of replacement ships, given enough time, I can just hijack one of them and leave the rental there.
Well, let's see if we can buy ourselves enough time for a quick layover then.
Yeah, let's just focus on getting through that magnetic field. As soon as we're done,
Yes.
it goes
Agreed.
from a bunch of people against us versus 2, and one of them that is raging.
Also, what was she talking about, those weapons? Do these ships, like what she used there?
I am going to guess
Is
it
it-
was the gigantic laser sword.
But it almost sounded like our ships are equipped with it.
I think she meant
Can
we
do
had to
tech rolls
pick
see
them
if we
up
can
there.
find whether we have sabers or not?
Starfox, do you
Well,
know anything
let us
about
first
additional
get
weapons?
into the
Like I
magnetic
took
field,
a
and
look
then
at the
we can-
interface earlier, but I didn't have a super ton of time. But I can try looking again if you want.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I imagine this
let's-
to
okay.
be not a walk and talk, but a fly as fast as the fuck possible and talk.
And talk.
Yep.
Yeah, but do we want to fly straight in it, or do we want to drag ourselves?
Oh, I think
a
we'll
bit?
we'll need to continue flying crazy until we get
Get
to that magnetic
information.
field.
And if they follow us and we have the advantage of
If we have the numbers
Flying.
advantage, take them out.
Yeah,
yes, and get you the spare part you need.
exactly.
Okay.
But first, let's get to those fields. Otherwise, it's a moot point. We really can't afford to fight that many people at the same time again.
How doable is a transition from one part to the other ship while flying? That would probably be a eject and a rescue, right?
You're
You're
muted.
I
muted.
think you're muted.
Oops. It's easily doable. You basically, like you said, one person just has to eject and the other one scoops them up. I mean, you've done it
If
a
we're- if we're-
bajillion times in
But when you
practice.
talked about transformation, right? Did you mean transforming the Gundam? Go from ship to person form? Was that what you meant?
No, picking a person.
Okay,
up.
then I misunderstood. Okay, got it.
Yeah, but if we're gonna do
Just-
it, we need to do it before we hit the fields. Otherwise,
Well, I
whoever
was-
jumps out is gonna turn into mush.
Can
Fair
we,
point.
Well, if we make it really quick,
let's try to make it to the station.
I got
first,
12
like-
hours. You got 12 hours. That should be enough time for us to take care of business and then figure things out. For now,
Yeah.
for
Your
now, we go with
decision.
the
Well, I was-
plan. Survive.
yeah, I was just thinking if we could use your ship as bait when you're not there anymore, and then ambush them while they are focused on that. But yeah, the risk of
Aw.
mushing you up might be.
I'll be honest, I had a similar idea, but it was sending. That's the assumption that we can control my ship remotely, switch over to one of you, and then send my ship into a collision course with the hangar of the asteroid. and take out as many ships as we need.
Also good.
that
Also
way.
good.
I feel like
And
that would
then
be the
just
smartest plan.
continue
because
to
we can
bug the fuck
control-
out.
We can control most of them, right, from the station, so we can just throw all of the unmanned ones.
But
at them.
I don't know if we can pick and choose. Diane, was that made clear at any point? Because to me it just sounded like we
It
just
is
have a
currently
set of
unclear.
codes. Got it.
Basically, until you get to the actual consoles, until you get to the computers, the precise method of how you can do this is going to remain unknown to you.
I like the plan. But then we would have to do the switcheroo before we make it to the asteroid belt. Phil, I'm not doing it if you're not comfortable with it.
No, let's not do it. We got someone in pursuit. It's too risky right now. Let's just keep going.
All right, let's put a pin in that for now then.
If the
Also,
situation
any
changes,
chance the
we'll look
cat
out.
that I have here is like the favorite pet of the commander or some emperor, and we can create to turn this into a hostage situation. And she's saying that over the comms. That wasn't me talking.
With our luck, it'll be the widow's cat, and she'll be extra pissed.
Oh God, no. No, you don't look like a widow's cat. No.
It's,
You
you know,
don't?
a striped
No, you don't.
ginger. Just seems to be taking all of this in stride.
Cats here are weird.
Yeah.
Tough little bastards.
You know, just kind of takes a moment to clamber up onto the console, stare out the. You know, it's trying to stare out the window, but the windows here are just actually giant video screens feeding you data. So it thinks it's staring out the window. It's just staring.
Yeah,
at
and
the screen.
over the comms you hear. You can't by any chance repair my shields now, can you? I thought so. That's alright. It's a werecat.
Now we come to the challenge. So you have most of a squadron and 2 prototypes, one of which is very fucking pissed off on your tail. What would you like to do to try and, like, what is each of you doing? What is a skill that each of you is going to contribute to try and shake pursuit long enough to reach those magnetic fields and stall them?
Can I do
Can
a
I like
technology
eject
roll?
all my post-its and create like super weird
That's hilarious.
Oh god.
swarm of post-its that's like must be very confusing in space because they're just like
A chaff bomb.
Yeah, that's what. God,
Confetti!
I really want to say yes, but like
Do
if
it.
you if they were
Come on.
glitter post-its, oh god.
Glitter post-it.
Tell you what, if you spend a fate point to make them glitter post-its, I will absolutely let you do it because all the
Oh.
refracting light is gonna fuck up sensors. There you go.
Go for it.
That's
absolutely
hilarious.
spend this
Awesome. That's
fate
awesome.
point without hesitation.
All right.
There are-
So
I have like this
You-
special secret stash of glitter post-its in the bag for special occasions, but they never happened, so I just stacked them up, and now it's their time.
yeah, now they come out to play. And
Smiley pie.
you all just kind of see, and you're moving at incredible speeds through the vacuum. So it's for a brief moment only, but you just kind of see behind Teal's ship this cloud of glitter just kind of goes. And even
Wait.
your sensors in trying to read it are just unsure of, like, is that a ship? Is that a what the fuck is that? What is going on there?
Let's keep flying, friends.
What was that?
My stack for special occasions.
Oh, you sacrificed it. Well, put to good use.
I was not planning to
All
use
right.
it on our funeral, so.
Fair point.
Yeah, so that's a fate point used and a stack of post-its sacrificed as a chaff bomb because why not? These things can happen. All right,
Yes, we-
Teal, your contribution is made. You have confounded the sensors. Can I get you to roll me? God, what the? What? What the hell kind of roll am I giving you for this? Give me 2 seconds to think here.
Roll for glitter.
To
Paper making.
make this a provoke roll. Let's see
Oh,
if you can
yes.
kind of distract them into thinking this is a target they should chase after.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll allow it. It's not a single roll that determines the outcome of this, but you have a +2 there, so it's a fair result. Yeah. It's not the most high-tech chaff bomb,
Yeah.
but in a pinch.
It's more like the 5 seconds of what the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
What's everyone else doing? Oh, are we hydrating again?
Yeah. Can I do a
Of course we are.
technology roll to see if I can figure out where the saber is on everybody's mech, and then steal a page from the lady's book and just throw the beam saber near where all the glitter explosions are. So maybe it'll dissimulate it and hit one of the ships. Just a little minefield. Minefield.
Okay. Make a technology roll first of all.
Sounds like we're making your life difficult. You're like, what is this?
No,
Superb.
no. I mean, listen, you're gonna make my life difficult one way or another. That's just part of the game.
That's true.
Part of the beauty of fate is you never really fucking know what's coming next. So, in going through the equipment here, you do see each of you as a very basic loadout. You have the Gatling cannon. Each of you is equipped with a single missile of the exact same type that was actually launched against Boomjockey. So everybody, now that you've checked, you all have access to a single Vulcan's Hammer precision missile as listed in modular equipment, which deals 4 shifts of damage on a successful attack normally. It was reduced a little bit for Boomjockey because you defended. Yeah, that could have been bad.
Fuck.
Thanks
But
for not
yeah,
killing Boomjockey.
each of you has one use of that. And there is also in each slot, or in each ship, there is a slot for
An extra cat.
that's called the
That slots are
cockpit.
important.
But no, there is in fact a slot for. I mean, they've given it some sort of fancy name, but it's a beam saber. Going through the list though, this is one of those things that needs to be manually loaded and geared up.
So we probably
Starfox,
shouldn't take it.
Starfox, you've got one. If everyone
Yeah.
else checks their lists, hang on, because I decided at the start that only 2 of them are outfitted, but I haven't decided
Which two?
who the other one is. This D4
It's
is
gotta
getting
be me,
switched
isn't
out. What?
It was a 1.
It was a 1. So it's getting switched out. So Boomjockey, you have the other beam saber.
Nice.
I shit you not. I even rolled it again just to see what would come up, and it was another one. So I rolled 3 ones in a row with this D4. So it wants you to have.
I don't know if the GM likes me or hates me today, because
I, you know, I follow the dice.
Ooh.
So if you want to then toss this and have it essentially be a trap within the chaff, God, I'm gonna actually make that a sneak roll for you, because you are trying to hide it, and it's going to be contested by a notice roll on their part. If you wish to do this.
Can I instead inform the crew of like where their weapons are and how to access them with the rapport?
You don't even need to do a rapport for that, but I will say, based on your technology roll, you have gained such a good understanding that it only takes you a brief moment to actually explain, all right, here's your weapons, here's how you initiate the transformation. Oh, and by the way, you've all got a missile, and, you know, Boomjockey has a freaking laser sword.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm not going to require another roll from you. That's your technology roll will suffice for that.
Just tell everybody else what's going on, and then like everybody else make the decisions about what we're actually doing. Because Parker's not in a state to make any decisions right now. He's not.
That's fair. That's very fair.
I mean, we just charted the course. We're just trying to stay away from them. Keep the distance between us and them for long enough. Hence the confetti.
Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, if once Haley knows about, once Haley knows about the missile that her ship is also equipped with, she would like to use that, please.
Okay.
Fly, fly, little birdie.
If you want to use that to make an attack, because technically you're not in combat, you would basically have to drop back and engage in combat again in order to use it. It's essentially it's a combat only use unless you're using it against a stationary target. But
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be possible to just drop it, leave it there, and have it basically on a timer that it goes off after a few seconds?
So essentially leaving it as a mine of sorts.
Yep.
Okay. Make me... You're also going to roll technology in this case. And it's going to be a roll to basically rig it with a proximity fuse instead of guided targeting. Ooh. Do you have any aspect that might let you re-roll that?
Nothing that's technology related, really. It's just all about flying techniques and tactic. I mean, unless you'd allow for her Black Ops background to come into play here.
Can you use the hacking device thing?
Yeah, no, you know what? I will allow this. You have a Black Ops background. Spend a fate point. And I will allow that as part of your covert ops. Rigging explosives is just part and parcel of it. even if you're working with unknown materials, like you've had to make explosives from some very strange combinations, and you've had to apply all kinds of different fuses and timers to them. So I will grant you, in this case, you would need a reroll because you need a +3 to succeed.
All right.
And that is a success. So, yeah, do you fire it backwards, or do you just kind of drop it and leave it hanging inert in space?
Yeah, the latter.
Okay. So as you're flying, it just detaches from you. And for a brief second, a booster fires to just stabilize it in place. You leave it behind, and you've left it on a proximity fuse, so anything that comes near it is going to set it off.
I have one skill set. I have just one skill set that I can use, and it's piloting. And I'm just gonna set our course, and similar to how when we came through magnetic fields, Parker and Boomjockey went on basically a stunt maneuver. The intent to do the same, just provide a guide for them to follow. And
okay,
get information.
Yeah.
This is more roller coaster formation.
Oh, everyone loves the roller coaster.
Yeah. This time I want to ask, is it pilot?
Do you know, I think if you're piloting, you're rolling a piloting check.
Nice.
Yes. Alright.
That's a 3 for me.
Okay. With the combination of those rolls, I'm going to make a quick series of rolls to see about your opponents. Firstly, I'm going to have one of them roll technology to try and counteract the chaff. Which I do not think succeeds. Let me double check. What skills did I give them? Nope. So, and in this case, because these people don't realize it is chaff, I'm going to not immediately have them succeed at a cost or spend one of their fate points, which, by the way, NPCs also have fate points. Yeah. Equal to the number of player characters in a scene.
What? You're telling me we don't have main character advantage?
I mean, you do, but antagonists have antagonist advantage. So yeah, no.
Also, I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
If this works out, we created the first glitter bomb in space.
I give all
So
credit to
fingers
Shirin.
crossed, everybody.
Yep.
You know, the thing is, I might end up being literal. Let's see, because the chaff has worked. You can see two of them, and you're getting towards the edge of the magnetic field, so the regular fighters aren't going to follow for much longer. The Widow is not looking at anything other than the four of you rocketing away. That was just following in a straight line path, which is risky. So let's see if she actually notices a certain little object that's been dropped in the way. You rolled... hang on, what was it? You rolled... +4. So it's a +4. I'm going to take that as the roll to beat. No. 2 pluses, 2 minuses, and her base skill is not a 4 on technology. And once again, not knowing. Yeah, like this is essentially springing a trap, and it would feel very cheap of me if I said, but she does something to avoid the trap. The antagonists can't metagame. Or at least not at the moment. So in the distance, you see several of them peel off towards the chaff, and then you just, on your sensors, you see an explosion. Out of that explosion flies a still intact prototype, but you do notice, hang on, it's taken damage, but what? Okay. I'll say there's no immediate damage apparent to you. Wait, no, I take that back.
Right now, you're dead.
It's like,
No.
The propulsion system fails, and she's dead. She's dead in space.
She's still going. There's just, yeah, you can see like a few bits where the armor is peeled away, and there's a couple of wires that aren't connected anymore. Doesn't seem to have disabled any of the major systems, but if nothing else, the shields are gone. And as you are following now a course laid in by Boomjockey, I'm going to give them just a general roll to see if they can in any way keep up. Not with that roll, baby! I saw the plus and I thought, ooh, this could be good. And then I saw the 3 minuses and I thought, this won't be good.
Never mind.
So, unfortunately for them, all of your traps have worked. And your tactics have allowed you to put enough of a buffer between yourselves and them that you get into the magnetic fields ahead of any kind of offensive action on their part, and without having to go to combat again. The 2 prototypes continue to follow you for about another half minute, and then they slow down. Because the widow may be fueled by rage and grief right now, but she is also a good enough pilot to know that 2 versus 4 are not the greatest odds, and as you have just proven, you don't seem to subject yourselves to the rules of honorable combat.
What now?
So, yeah.
The rules of what?
Shirin's never heard of that.
I know
I don't
horny
what that
combat.
is.
Horny combat? I know that. What? What are we talking about?
I don't know, where are we?
All of you
I think
receive...
the magnetic field is working, guys.
I was gonna say, all of you receive, before you get into the thickest parts of it, you receive one more communique. This time a voice and or video transmission, and you see, strapped into a seat in a pilot's jumpsuit, bleeding from a side of her head at this point, and with that part of her light brown hair just matted to the face and caked with blood already. Her eyes are just locked in absolute indignant fury. And all she's just doing is staring into the camera and then just says, "I'm I'm going to kill all of you. And
You
the
want
transmission
some?
cuts.
Come get some.
We'll see. Cool.
You guys, I think I made a big mistake.
Let's not worry about that right now.
No. Let's not worry about that
Keep it
right
in
now
the box.
because you have now got a lead. You reckon if your sensors are accurate, you've got about Let me make a quick roll. Let's see how quickly they managed to get the other prototype planes ready. Yeah, you've got about 20, maximum 30 minutes before the other two prototypes catch up, and then it's 4 on 4 again.
It's still better than like 10 on 4, so.
Yeah.
Can I try to do some repairs? I mean, we're out of combat, so my shields regen, right? Our shields regenerate? Because we're out of the scene.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Although we
figure out-
might want to consider taking care of these two right now.
Problem is, they're outside of the magnetic field. If we double back, it's gonna be.
No, not double
the others
back.
are gonna catch
Just...
up.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just saying.
we could provoke her and make her do something stupid.
But they're not following
Just
us
like
anymore.
open a channel, insult her, and then like go as quickly as we can towards the base.
Yeah, but in total we still have 4 of the prototypes following us.
Unless we take 2 out now and 2 out later. I don't know. I'll leave
Maybe
this
we can
call
give
to
you cover for a
Predator.
little bit.
I need a bit of time to see if I can repair some of my systems.
Input?
If
Teal?
anyone needs provoking, just let me know. I can get them to come here.
Oh, they'll come here one way or another. The only question is, do we want to take them on 2 by 2, or once all 4 have caught up to us?
I mean, even if we can really, truly, thoroughly piss off this lady and get her to come in, reckless, that still eventually puts us on a 4 on 3. I don't know if it'll work, but she seems primed for doing something stupid.
Teal, you want to try your luck? Provoke her a little bit?
I can.
And do your worst.
All right.
We're the good guys, by the way.
Yeah, these
Are
are
we?
your heroes, everyone. Your heroes.
There is a
Hopefully-
reason why I added a new song to Haley's playlist. Everybody, I linked that earlier. It's called Monsters.
I mean, we did say they were playing by chivalry rules and we were playing by prison rules, so.
I open the channel and say, "Wait, what are you? You're leaving? Oh, interesting. So just 4 rookie pilots and a bunch of rocks in space keep you from revenging your spouse? Fine, sure. Goodbye then."
Yeah, make a provoke roll.
Use any aspects you need. Make this work.
I will
I'd
say
like to.
she's gonna roll a discipline to counter this.
Yes,
but-
I'd like to use my.
Yeah.
Where is it? Stunned. Okay, fine. You can use provoke. Oh no, this is when you have to use empathy, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. never mind.
However,
Would she have a penalty for being a grieving
Yes.
widow? Hell
You
yeah.
absolutely can invoke Incandescent Rage, which is an aspect I have on her.
I repeat,
As a
we're the good
penalty.
guys.
No one believes you.
No.
So I roll normal provoke for now, right?
I think
Roll
so.
normal provoke, and I will say, I will
Okay,
let you do a reroll if you spend a fate point, purely because like this isn't
Well, I would
necessarily a
have-
named aspect, but sorry, you were saying?
I have the aspect fist fights, so I'm like
Mm.
pretty used to get people to fight me because getting hit in the
Yeah,
face
exactly.
is my negative decompression.
Haley knows. Haley is.
Haley knows.
Yeah, so
We all know.
and especially because because of basically the entire way Shirin is built up, I'm gonna give you this one because it may not be a named aspect, but it certainly is an aspect of the character that you are a provocative little shit.
Yes. Oh, come on!
Oh my god!
I have +2 on this.
I'm so sorry!
I mean,
Okay.
the weirdo can still roll a -2. It can happen.
She's rolling discipline, which, as you may have realized, isn't her highest.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, she's got a +1 to discipline, and she rolled 2 minuses and no pluses.
Oh, thank God.
You provocative little shit, you did it again.
There you go.
Well,
Those two are not going to stay lingering at the edge of the magnetic field. You see them swap into fighter mode and streak directly at you.
all right, what
Time
now?
to take him out.
Wait, but I thought this was mostly directed against the widow to make her do something stupid.
Yes,
Which you did.
but
Which she is.
she's flying with a partner, and that partner isn't going to leave her to
Oh,
go into
okay.
danger solo.
Okay, then I misunderstood. I thought they were already 3. Got it.
It's just the two of them coming at you. So,
How much until they're in firing range? How long? How much time?
mere seconds. At this point, I was gonna just call for a tactics roll and see where you go on the maneuver chart.
Yep, I think that's fair.
So that one goes, that one goes, that one goes. Your shields. Your shields won't have fully recovered, but there's at least been enough time for, let's say, 2 points of your shields to restore.
Cool.
Because you basically went in, had a brief moment, and then, fuck it, let's fight them.
It's what we do.
Kind of, yeah.
I can't believe that we succeeded with a 0.
So the dice go. Oh my
But
god.
also, I'm out of
Idiot.
fate points. I need a
I still
compel.
have 1. Still have 1.
This also means, bear in mind, if you're out of fate points and I give you a compel, you have no choice but to take it. Because you
Yeah.
can't spend a fate point to cancel it.
You say that as if it's a threat. Okay, I actually do feel a little bit threatened. I'm scared.
Yeah, you should. You really should.
So tactics, right?
Yep, tactics roll.
All right.
Oh, Phil. Yeah, you got it.
Tactics is not exactly my skill.
No, not really. I think we're seeing that. Let me just pull up my handy dandy little list of... Oh, also, quick point, Petra's in. Can you just check the Discord real quick? I've got my lovely little list of who goes in which order here.
Do we need to roll a notice for that? Or are we using the past
I
initiative?
think it's our passive notice.
It's just the
Alas!
rank of your notice skill. So your base rank of that skill counts. So I still need tactics from Teal and Starfox. Oh, I mean, you really are following in Boomjockey's footsteps.
Yeah.
But
wait, is this for the
genuinely,
placement or?
Yeah, this is for your
also
placement
just-
on the chart.
You know,
Okay, so I can
Parker's
use
still
pilot.
kind of like a little drugged up, so...
Yeah. All right. Ooh.
Wait, how can you roll pilot instead of...
It's a
Tactics?
stunt.
Distinct
Oh,
to
right,
fighter,
right.
don't you have
Right,
that
right.
too?
I have that stun too. Yep, let me roll pilot.
Oh, yeah, roll piloting.
Okay, 3.
There you go. It makes you... puts you a little higher. All right, and...
-1, yeah, a little higher.
Just a little. So, Ian, can you get the maneuver chart on screen so these people, our lovely audience, can see what we're seeing?
So my notice is +1. If that means anything.
Mine's +2. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got yours written down. There's a literal progression of 3, 2, 1, 0. It's beautiful. Also, I saw the donation, Papaya. Thank you so much. You would like a boon or some sort of help. You can, with that donation, you can clear a consequence. So if you want to suddenly have Boomjockey's life support working again.
Well, he has 12 hours. We're not in trouble. Oh god. Oh god.
How long does it take to fly back?
No,
We're
more than
stopping
12
by
hours.
space
Fine.
station.
You never specified that. You just said, you know, after a while. To me,
Yep,
it just seemed
true.
2 hours.
True. We'll see. But yeah, Papaya, get in touch with one of the mods and see if you can
Fine.
narrow down
I
what
took
you want. If you
11
want it
and
to
a
just
half
be a
hours.
nebulous boon, then we'll see. But this also means we've reached Cat Gundam level, so Cat Gundams are happening. All right.
Thank you, Papaya!
I mean, we wouldn't mind the Widow's ship suddenly exploding as a boon. We
Yeah,
wouldn't
That's
mind.
not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Or
Papaya's
her
the one who
guns
sent-
running
sent
out of
the Widows
ammo?
after us.
Yes, Loud Atlas. Yes. We had a donation not long ago
Yeah,
from
Gundams.
Papaya. It was fantastic. So, first up is Teal. Teal, what are you doing?
Good question.
Yeah.
Well,
We are back to combat actions.
I will. Where is tactical refocus? Okay, that's step 2. Yep. Okay, so I will, as I'm pretty sure that the Widow is coming for me. No reason. I try to get in the fly in a position to where the asteroids give me an advantage for when she arrives.
Okay, so you're trying to find some sort of cover in space debris.
Yeah, sort of where she
Okay.
can see me, but a very tactical, unfortunate path she has to fly to get to
Okay.
attack me.
Yeah, so this would count as create an advantage. Please make me, in this case, please make it a sneak roll, as you are trying to hide
Okay.
behind something. Okay.
Today's mediocre.
She's gonna have to roll against that.
Well, worked the last time.
We'll see when it's her turn. And you wanted to also do a tactical refocus then?
Yes.
Alright. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Create an advantage either succeeds or doesn't. In this case, I will say with that roll, you would have needed a +2 to succeed. So in this case,
That's fair.
there just isn't any sort of large enough debris around for you to find.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, unless you want to succeed at a cost.
No, I'm sure I will have to use this in a bit anyway. So
Okay.
I'm gonna be at the ready there.
All right. Predator, you and the Widow are actually tied, but tie goes to players, so...
Haley is not bothering with trying to hide. She's going Mama Bear full frontal attack. So for the step one is snapshot.
All right. On the Widow?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Alright, she's defending with...
Also, I don't think
Well,
you can see
everything's
it
fine.
on stream. I rolled a 4.
Oh yeah, it's just a little bit lower than could be seen on screen. Alright, well, she's defending with piloting. Which is also a 4. Do you have anything you can use? Well, no, hang on, there aren't any. We haven't created any boosts yet for this scene, so there isn't anything you can do free invoke on. In which case...
Succeed at a consequence?
Sorry?
Succeed at a
Consequence?
Like
Not in
she
this
did?
case, like, with the... what you call it? With just the straight up guns on the ship, it only does as much stress as you have shifts of success. So if you don't actually have any shifts of success, it's scratching the paint, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. The Widow is in fact going right for Shirin because...
I have my step 2 still.
Yes, right. Sorry.
I
Your step
want to
2
try
is?
and push her. Push her.
Alright. So that's opposed tactics? Or is it opposed piloting? I think it's tactics.
Let it be
God,
tactics.
one-
I think that's a good
one day.
choice.
Are you just saying that because your tactics is better?
Hold on, I have a
Maybe.
Push. No, it is
It's
pilot.
a pilot overcome roll.
Fine.
Well, I should push people.
Take that.
You
Ah.
should. What
Ooh,
is
yeah.
that
Nice.
result? Is
Ooh,
that
yeah.
a 5? Ooh. That is 1 shift of success. So she gets pushed down by 1. Which will be useful later. And that is your 2 phases done. So, the Widow is going to get right on Teal's tail. That's fun to say. And
Come on.
Yeah,
The cat metaphor.
that's a gunnery attack with a +2. And she's pretty good at gunnery. So,
Well, I'm good at.
okay, please make it piloting to defend, because her roll... And because she's incandescent with rage, I'm going to actually have her spend a fate point. And I'm going to invoke her Deadeye aspect. Because I did actually create a character for this.
Nice.
Incandescent with rage is a great description.
Wow.
Right.
My rolls
So,
are
yeah.
shit tonight.
Oh.
That's fine, I deserve this.
Yeah, she rolled
Shirin doesn't.
a +5. She's going to invoke Deadeye because she wants
Try
to take you
refreshing,
down
roll
because
20.
you provoked her.
Refreshing
And
for
that
20.
means she will
Does this
have...
help?
That's 4 shifts of success, so that will... Unless you take a consequence, it will blow through your shields and take off 1 point of stress on your ship.
TPK was a joke for so long, but
Can I use live another day and my last fate point to reroll?
To reroll the piloting, if you wish, yeah.
Yes.
You can also just
Four
add...
to-
Yeah, I'm just saying you can also just add +2 and then all it will do is take off most of your shields. Oh, yeah. Alright.
I am close today.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It seems
It's a
everything's
showdown, it
catching
has
up
to
with
be.
you today. Yeah.
I got away with too much anyway, so
You all
give me
did.
those consequences.
Well, no consequence yet unless you want to take one, but you've lost your shields and 1 point of your ship's stress, your hulls.
Oh, I thought it's either like I can take a.
You can take a consequence to not take actual damage to the ship. But as it is only
which is
1
this?
point of stress,
Okay.
and each consequence negates 2 points of stress, you would essentially be paying a higher price than you need to.
No, that makes sense. So 1 point of rest.
So you're at
Okay.
0 shields and 5 out of 6 stress for your ship. Ooh, and you had 20 retweets. Alright. Yeah, you know, this is going to be an immediate boon. Teal, as you take damage and you check over the readout for your ship once again to make sure nothing critical is damaged, nothing is about to actually just go critical, you notice that your initial check was wrong. You do, in fact, have a beam saber aboard.
Nice.
There's your boon.
Thank you, people, for the retweets.
Yeah.
I need to survive long enough to use it.
Well, we'll see how that goes. She's on your tail now, so... Boomjockey, you're up next, and then it's the wingman.
My first action is going to be try to repair.
Okay.
To see if I can either max out my shields or recover the 2 points from the damage. Likely shields. Because I think it's technology +2 and you recover either the greatest damage or at 2 to shields.
Yeah, the worst check damage. So this doesn't recover stress to your ship, but it will clear off damage consequences.
Oh, okay, so I can clear out the consequence.
Yeah, if you succeed, like if you have a +2 or better on your technology, you can repair your life support.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Alright,
first-
and you do have another boon coming at you thanks to Papaya. I haven't quite yet decided what that is, but I think I'm actually going to save that for a slightly later point of this session.
4.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Your life support is fixed. While the fight is going on, you just take a few moments and double check, and basically you notice that there's a redundant connection that was severed, but it's literally just a clean break if you just kind of get some electrical tape and fuse them together again. The voltage that's running through it will just fuse all this in an instant anyway, so your life support is back
I quickly
online.
send a message on our private comms life support back online.
Roger that.
And second is tactical refocus.
Good choice.
That's better.
It's better. It
Does
gets
that
you up
bring me
there.
here?
Yep, more or less.
Cool. That's me.
All
Oh,
right.
that moves us up. I thought that we just don't move down with tactical refocus.
Tactical refocus just means you roll tactics again and place yourself anew on the chart,
Okay.
and you then also do not degrade down the chart.
Oh, okay, I didn't do that.
Yeah, it does both essentially.
that's better.
Let's see the wingman. Oh, hang on. Teal, you also did tactical refocus?
In my first round, but I didn't roll anything. I thought it just means I don't go down.
Oh, okay. Okay, hang on. This changes things a little bit.
It's fine that she still did the things. We can just move on.
Theoretically, she shouldn't have been able to, is the thing, because you went first.
I know. But it's
Alright, you know what? She's
I forgot
a
about it,
legendary
so
character. She gets one.
yeah.
She gets one get out of jail free card, and that's it.
Also,
But I'm only
Shirin is an
only
asshole,
because you're
so
saying
he
I
deserves
should.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Shirin's an asshole.
You
And
deserve
somehow
nice things too.
You break the rules so hard, you broke the rules of the game.
Nice, Shirin.
That's
Good
Shirin
work.
for you. Sorry, not sorry.
The wingman, in the meantime, is... I mean, they've got readouts too. Boomjockey! I'm so sorry, but you're a juicy target and also the only person the wingman can attack, so... It's a snapshot at you. Please make a piloting roll to defend against it. You are going to need to beat a +5.
I'll take it.
Alright. Yeah, you take... Well, your shields are down again. And then the wingman is also going to do a tactical refocus. Nice! Pops up. And then it is Starfox's turn. Also,
So
yeah,
still up.
Beat Saber, Tachyon Squad, same energy, absolutely. Not Beat Saber, Beam Saber, my god!
I mean, we can do Beat Saber too.
We can do Beat Saber with Beam Sabers? Yes. Oh my god, now I need a Gundam reskin of Beat Saber. Oh yeah.
Boy. Okay. Parker's not thinking straight right now. Alright.
I mean, they are
Step
releasing
one.
an Overwatch reskin, so it's not too far off.
Alright, Starfox, what are you doing?
Step 1, I'm gonna create an advantage. Or try. At least. Just... You know. Trying to interfere with anybody hitting, Shirin or Phil or Haley by, just like maneuvering circles around them.
Mm-hmm. So you're using yourself as a shield for incoming fire.
Kind of. Yep.
Alright.
That's a pilot, right?
I will allow you to roll either piloting or provoke, since you're essentially trying to take fire in place of someone else, making yourself a target. So if you want to roll provoke, I'll let you do that. If you want to roll piloting, I'll let you do that. Oh yeah, absolutely.
My
You've
provoke
created
is like-
that advantage.
+0. Excellent.
You should-
And then
Fair enough. Yeah. So you have created. Call this boost a. We'll just call you a moving shield.
Sounds good. And then I'm gonna do a tactical refocus because I am under everybody we could possibly shoot.
All right.
I don't know how that feels.
God. God, it's Oh, shit.
I'm gonna use my crazy stunts decompression of the fact that I'm just like going further and further to this like insanity brain.
All right.
And use a fate point to reroll.
Yeah, it can't get worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
It literally cannot. I got 4 minuses.
Oh.
Yep. There you go.
God duh. Okay.
Oh, no.
So, up by 1. And that's everyone acted, which means everyone who didn't take a tactical refocus is degrading by 1. But I think that's only... Well, the Widow is on Shirin's tail, and therefore does not degrade. And literally everyone except Predator and the Widow took a tactical refocus, so we're staying like this. For those in the audience, by the way, in case you're not entirely sure what this whole maneuvering chart means, basically you can only make attacks against somebody who is at your level or below on the maneuver chart, so your tactics roll is basically your determination of can you make an attack, or are you going to have to be creating advantages and otherwise affecting the situation. We're back to Teal. You have a very pissed off ace pilot Widow on your tail, and going by her flying, you can tell just in terms of skill, she is easily the equal of any of you.
I won't have it any other way. Okay, I wanna shake off a tail.
Alright,
That's
that is...
pilot.
Yep. No, tactics. That's a tactics overcome roll.
Sorry. Ah, tactics ready.
Alright.
Does his stunt of being able to run, like, roll pilot in place of tactics apply here?
That's only for the...
Yeah,
Where
the
you place on the maneuvering
phase
chart.
of engagement. Says specifically,
For-
unfortunately.
Now, the good thing is, she didn't roll too well, so it's a tie. So you can succeed at a minor cost.
Okay. I will do that.
No, wait, hang on. Sorry, this is specific. If you tie, you choose either they're still on your tail, but you get a boost, or you succeed at a cost.
Oh. I'll take the boost.
Okay, so you're still being pursued, but you have the boost of what do you want to call it? Since you tried to shake a tail,
Spaghetti away.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. We're calling it spaghetti away.
Get away.
And I'm just gonna say that the next time you try to shake a tail, you can invoke that boost to either... Yeah, it's a free invoke, so either re-roll or give yourself a +2.
Okay.
God, spaghetti away.
It's just a natural evolution of the spaghetti formation.
Mm-hmm. It's unwanted
Kind of, yeah.
spaghetti formation. Try to break it.
Alrighty. Predator, you're up.
Haley's going to leave the Widow alone for now, because Starfox jumped in. She's going to... Let's see. Create... Let's see if what worked once works twice. It's time for another pounce. I would like to create an advantage. But just getting on that motherfucker's ass. But yeah, like, you know, like in the first episode.
Okay,
But
so
not to
just-
attack him, obviously, just to rattle his nerves.
All right. Make a gunnery roll to see, you know, just get right behind and see how much you can scare him. Just in terms of how close can you fire? Or unless you've got something
Okay.
else in mind.
And I mean, as long as she's scaring him by getting uncomfortably close, I'm fine.
Yeah, like you're getting very close and your guns are opening up. Not quite hitting, but just, you know, tracing ever closer.
Fuck this.
Oh, wow. Karma is really
Don't say
coming
it.
at you.
Don't.
So,
Fine. The
I
hairband's coming
will-
back. Maybe that is why it's not working right now. You just wait and see. Can I take a cost, any kind of because I'm out of fate points.
you can. Oh God, I don't. Hang on, give me a moment.
You're having terrible thoughts right now. I can see it.
Maybe just a little, but you don't know me that well. Yes, you do.
Of course I
can't hide
don't.
I will let you have that at a very particular cost.
Don't kill the cat.
No. God, do I look like a monster?
The cat has
The
plot
cat's
armor.
fine. The cat's just kind of wondering what's going on. Like, you know, where's your bloodthirst?
Yeah, see, it's a cat.
I-
This is what it is. It's a cat's fault. The cat is making me soft. This is why it's not working. Like I'm distracted.
So, all right, I will
Purring
give
in
you
my
this
lap.
at the cost that you get very uncomfortably close. In fact, you get so close. The cost is this: the wingman gets a boost that, in the event of being fired upon, he can use you as a shield.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to use this to, depending on how you want to play this, I was going to use it as just a -2 to attack rolls because I assume everyone else would not want to shoot Predator. But
But then
depending
why
on
would
how
I
you
want
want
to
to play
succeed?
this,
Because then my boost of scaring him is not going to do anything if he automatically can invoke using
you're
me as a
right.
shield.
I didn't think this one through. I mean, what's a cost that you can imagine? I didn't think that one through. Good God.
Bumps into him and takes 1 point of damage to shields.
I mean, that is what we did last time.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take
Maybe.
it.
I'd be fine with that.
Make a. I've lost one of my dice. It has fallen down. Ah, there it is. Tell you what, make a piloting check. If you roll a +2 or below, you lose both your shields, and if you roll above a +2, you only lose one. There you go. You lose 1 point of your shields from.
Do I get one back now?
What?
A shield point, because I rolled so well. Just... Never mind.
Good try.
I lose
No.
one?
You lose one.
Okay.
Ah, boy. My improvisation brain is letting me down today. Alright. The Widow is
Which
still
also means, by the way, my
unsheathed.
shields are
Yeah.
gone again.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Because my shields were completely gone before, and then you said we could get 2 back.
Yeah.
And then...
You just lost
Wait,
one.
where did I lose the other point, though?
You didn't.
Oh, so I still have one.
You still have one. I have adapted that on your sheet. Or on your sheet.
Oh, never mind. I stopped working. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, the Widow is gonna keep firing at you, Teal, because she thinks that you're to blame. She now has a +3 to her gunnery, because she's still on your tail.
Sure.
Oh god, and she kind of needs that. But that puts her... yeah, make a piloting roll to defend, and it's a plus...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't think I had my step 2.
Shit, you didn't.
Back.
I'm a dingus.
It's all good.
We'll take that in a moment, but you managed to
Yeah,
dodge,
no
actually,
worries.
completely.
Wow. Because I also wanted to try and push him.
Okay. So, opposed piloting.
That was tech... What was it again? Piloting?
Yes.
Okay. Where is it?
That is 3 shifts of success for you. So, you can get pushed down to Boomjockey.
Come down to my level.
Fight someone your own size. Alright. That's a good success. Alright, we've established the Widow misses. And that's it. Boomjockey, it's your turn.
First action is gonna be repair. I want my shields back.
Okay,
It's just what I needed.
it is exactly what you needed, so you've got 2 points of your shields back.
And my second one is going to be... You know what? I'm gonna push this guy as well.
Okay, piloting it is again. Alright,
That's a two.
oh yeah, no, it was a +5
Yeah.
for the wingman, so no dice.
Fair enough.
The wingman is going to take a shot at you. It's the only option,
Very quickly.
really.
Since
Yeah.
I accepted the consequence, was the advantage placed on him? Him sort of rattled nerves, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you make an anytime this one makes a piloting roll, you can either invoke a reroll, like you can either force a reroll or invoke a -2 on it. So if you want to retroactively reroll the
You know what?
counter
That's
to
I
your
think that's
push,
what I'm
you
gonna
can
do. See if I can actually push him.
all right.
There we go.
And I was gonna say
I
that's a
pushed him down.
reroll on. That's a
On the
reroll
pilot
against.
before to push him. Oh, against
Yeah,
Haley. I
but-
thought
No,
like
the
last time.
reroll
Nathan
is on
did it.
his side, so he's the one re-rolling, but it's still all right because it is actually just enough to give you 1 shift of success, which
Okay.
is below you now.
My bad. It's just I thought I remember the last time we used it that it was a roll on my side. Anyway,
Yeah, I think I should
My
have
bad.
been more
apologies.
specific about that aspect. Sorry. My
bad.
apologies in this case. God, we gotta stop apologizing to each other. Let's just play, damn it. The wingman is going to use a full phase because at this point there's no other. It's going to try to create an advantage actually. He's actually going to try to negate what Starfox is doing. So seeing that you're essentially running interference around the Widow's target, he's going to try to fly counter to you just to either scare you away or essentially just be in your way enough that you cannot effectively maintain your maneuver. So this is less creating an advantage and more trying to nullify the one you have created. So opposed piloting rolls in this case. It's a lot of piloting. No. Yes. Yeah. That's gonna be that. Sorry, I have other plans for this one. Alright, so opposed piloting. Wow! Starfox,
no.
piloting roll. Void?
Piloting roll.
Yes.
5.
Oh yeah. So I rolled 4 minuses, so to nobody's surprise. Your maneuver is complex enough that he wouldn't be able to do this without just straight up crashing into you.
I mean, if he wants to crash into the Widow, we won't complain.
No, he doesn't want to do that either. What he's instead going to do... yeah, no, so this would have been an overcome. So instead is going to try to do something very different. Is going to transform. Yeah, no, it's actually going to take the second step simply to transform and pull out a beam saber. And that's the wingman's turn. Which brings us to Starfox.
Okay, can you only take a shot at somebody who's on your level or immediately under? Is it just anybody that's underneath?
Unless you take the desperate attack, which makes you a vulnerable target.
Am I not already a vulnerable target?
Well, right now you're flying interference. But yeah, desperate attack, you can move up to 2 slots up on the maneuver chart, and it's then yeah, climb 2 slots, then attack a ship at or below your slot, but you will become an easy target with a free invoke.
I am really concerned about Boomjockey, so that seems like a reasonable thing for me to do. Alright. Easy target is going to have a free invoke, and then I'll do a gunnery roll.
Yeah, gunnery at the Widow. Alright, who is going to defend? Okay.
My gunnery is trash.
Oh, yeah, no. Her defense was not trash. She sees you pulling this maneuver and just waits for you to align yourself and then side slips out of the way of your shots.
Okay, well that's not helpful. So in response to that, I will do a tactical refocus so I can hit her better next time.
Desperate attack is your full phase.
Oh, it sure is. Yep, you're right. Okay.
However, it has put you up, so yay. We are back to top of the round, so Teal.
We all drop down, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. So, come on, push you. Drop. The wingman also drops. Boomjockey, you also did not do a focus, right?
No, I already dropped myself down.
Okay, yeah, that's right, yeah. That's... okay. Then we're accurate. Yeah, so Teal, you're up.
Alright. I am trying to invoke the spaghetti away and shake that tail.
Alright. Get away.
Oh my god, I need.
Oh, wow. So I'll tell you this. You can invoke the spaghetti away as a reroll.
I hope so.
I
Can it
highly
get even
advise
worse
That
that.
is
than
a
that?
first. That is a
That's-
first for this game.
That is genuinely
If
horrifying.
someone shows you the lowest you can get, it's Shirin.
Hey,
I'm
on the
so
upside,
sorry.
the only way is up.
Yeah.
So I
So,
can
like I
imagine
said-
Shirin just straight on flying into a rock.
Well, I was gonna say you can invoke the spaghetti away to reroll that.
Okay, I will do the spaghetti way reroll.
There
Hey!
you go.
That's better.
Not
Now,
bad.
see, that's good because it actually succeeds. Because I also rolled badly, so you only had to beat a 2.
Whew. Yeah, that's a 3.
Yeah. So you managed to break the tail. Yeah. If you shake. So both you will and your attacker will reposition next phase by rolling tactics again.
Okay, right now or next phase?
Next phase. In the meantime, let's see. Starfox, you just tried to take a shot at her, and this damn other ship just got away. So there's a snapshot on you now.
I was just typing that joke.
Please defend. No, wait. Correction. Sorry, I retract that. She's in fact going to take a full phase for this. And also switch to humanoid form. And rather than a gunnery roll, because that's not
She
how
did
that works.
hit the beam saber though.
Exactly. So this is now going to be a fist fight in space, essentially.
Is it? I have a Beat Saber.
Yeah, but
I have
currently
a
you're in
beat
fighter
Try to
mode.
fist fight me. I'm gonna stab a sorcerer. I
Well,
mean, we're not
I
villains.
mean, well, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But for now, she literally just flies out ahead of you, and then suddenly you see stops, grabs a hold of your ship suddenly in humanoid form, and begins pummeling you.
Okay, that's fair.
Me?
With a fist that still has a little bit of crimson smear on it.
So
this
she's
is gonna
pummeling
be a-
whom? Starfox or
She's
Teal?
pummeling Starfox.
You should tell her, stop
Hey.
hitting me with your husband.
Something like that.
I'm not doing
Um,
that.
Getting your husband on
How
my
do you-
ship.
Wow!
Yeah,
Yeah, we're the good guys. Uh-huh.
we're the good guys. We're the good guys.
Shirin never was.
I would like you to make me a... See, normally you would roll bodied for this. This is the one thing I haven't quite figured out.
Oh yeah, she's rolling body.
Because I don't know if you got body. Make an athletics roll. Because you're essentially being rocked more or less like an earthquake. Okay, you had a 3 to beat. So at this point, I'm going to leave it up to you because your ship is literally being pounded. Do you take the point of stress, or does the ship?
I mean, she's still hitting the ship, so I would say the ship.
Yeah, I just figured.
Unless you
I'm leaving this
right
one up
in
to
the
you.
cockpit.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah. Where's my ship? That's not to shields, that's directly to my engine, to my hull, right?
Yeah, that's directly to your hull. She's just punching the crap out of it.
These have a base health of 6 or 5?
Yes. 6.
6. Okay, so 5 is actually the correct for that then.
Yeah, you are at 5.
Nice,
So,
thank you.
I rolled like shit for her fight, by the way, so all I'm saying is you might want to do something about this.
I have a plan. My turn's just not for a while though.
Yeah, I just realized I made her go before Predator. I'm sorry. My brain's running away.
Ah, while she's busy pummeling me, Predator
It kind of makes sense. Because I have a question.
Mom!
Yay.
When you transform... when you transform... The cat is very active in my cockpit right now.
Oh yeah.
When you transform, when you switch forms,
Yeah.
wouldn't that theoretically, at least for a moment, make it a little bit harder to maneuver your ship, giving me an advantage if I was to take a shot at her, just when she's transforming?
Ooh.
Dum, dum, dum.
You know what? Because I fucked up the order, I'll give you that. I will... Yeah, if you want to take a snapshot,
Yep.
then do that, and I will have her defend. But yeah, you can gain a boost of, let's say, exposed underbelly. If you want to just use the boost to reroll.
Yeah, I actually just might. Yeah, let me do that.
Oh god. Oh, she rolled ridiculous on piloting.
Enough for me to hit?
Well, she rolled a +6. I don't remember what your gunnery skill is, but...
It's a +3, but I mean... Wait, why did she roll a 6 and you said she rolled badly? Did I just misunderstand that?
You might have... I think you misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I would say, like, just the suddenness of the transformation catches you off guard. She's, like, you've seen a couple of transformations. You also saw when Starfox shifted and, you know, squished a guard. And that was kind of slow, but this is someone who's an absolute expert with the technology, and it is instant, and so is the turnabout of direction.
Step 2 is tactical refocus.
Alright.
What does that even mean? Because
That... I do think that means you move down.
no worries, guys.
Yeah.
The cat will survive.
I'm sure. So yeah, you move down to the +2 slot of tactics. Alright, we're now on Boomjockey's turn.
I will get on the wingman's tail.
I
With
see
one
what's
shot, one
about to
kill, I have
happen.
+2, and I'm going to
Yeah.
use my fucking missile.
Alright. So, make a gunnery. You have technically got a +4 now to hit.
+4, and here's the question. Predator made a very convincing point about them perhaps not having the same maneuverability when transforming to mech form. Would that apply to this individual as well?
Because the transformation has already happened and it's not in the middle of it, no.
Okay.
You
Worth a
take your
shot.
+4 and be happy about it. Alright. Yeah, so that's a 6. With a +4, even if
How much
I
did I
use a
roll?
fate +4, so even if I use a fate point, it's a tie, and
You know what? In that case, I will use my final fate point for one final invocation of,
you
of
You
my
don't have-
aspect. I still have
Like,
my
it
fate.
hits.
Oh no! I just want to kill him.
the damage for this one is set. It's set at 4
so
damage.
it's 4 damage no matter what.
Yeah, like even if it's just 1 shift of success, it does 4 damage. But by that same token, even if you have like 10 shifts of success, it only does 4 damage.
That's ever so
But-
slightly disappointing then.
A little bit. Although if you succeed with style, you can create an additional advantage. And I actually have one in mind.
I will then spend my point and make this an 8.
Alright. In which case, you fire, the missile goes off. Now, shields are only half as effective against this, which means the wingman immediately is knocked badly. And the additional thing is, I'm going to have this one immediately roll for a consequence and see what extra damage you did to the ship. So that... Alright, that's hit the engines. So there is definitely some damage to the propulsion systems going on here. The wingman, in turn... Am I gonna have them
Can
do
I
this?
can I after the impact just send a transmission to that pilot? Stand down, I don't want to kill you.
Oh boy. Make an empathy roll for me. Just because.
I have a 0 on that, so that's gonna be wonderful.
No. Cattail. Yeah, you reckon this is not... It's not gonna be that easy.
Oh no, I figured. Had to be said.
Wingman's gonna try to shake you off, but because of the damage to propulsion, it does have to minimize one of the piloting dice. So one of them is at is already at a minus. Oh damn! Make a piloting roll and see just how badly you beat this knucklehead.
That's a 3.
Yeah. That's 3 shifts of success. To you.
So that's a success with style then.
It was a bad roll, so basically it's just you stay on this wingman's tail. Starfox, it's your turn.
Yeah, so
And-
this lady's punching me right now. What I want to do is go into like humanoid form and activate my saber in her face, or like body, you know, just like point it towards
Okay.
where she's.
So just
beating
like
them and turn
point it
on.
in and flick
I
it
have
on.
no
Point
idea
and
how to
click.
roll that.
Point and click.
That's what I want to do. Yeah. Just like while she's punching me in the mech face, just activated inside.
All right.
She's gonna hold me at close range. I'm gonna take advantage.
Yeah. All right. So just you hug in return and flick it on. Make a God. Can you make me please a technology roll to see? And I'm not going to look at the result just yet. I heard the beep. I need a +3 from you. What did you get?
4.
All right, sweet. So you do manage to get the transformation done enough that you have like basically an arm out holding the saber, and you manage to place it. And with that technology roll, you figure out, just kind of like where to put it. That's more or less a vulnerable part based on the schematics of your own fighter that you're seeing. And then I will need from you a fight roll, because this is essentially a fist fight now.
Punch it, Parker.
All right. Wait.
Not a good fighter. I'm a good pilot. Okay.
So here's the thing. I will let you, because you have fist fighting. Do you? No, wait, you don't. You're not the fist fighter. I'm a
I don't have
dingus.
fist fighting. No, I have Grease Monkey, if that'll help me figure out which area is most vulnerable.
Oh, my fist fighting will also.
It's the fighting that you really need help on.
Yeah, it is.
So here's the thing. I have it set that the beam sabers do a set amount of damage.
It's your call, boss.
God. I will let you succeed at a cost.
Okay.
The cost being that in order to make this happen, you need to essentially lock yourself in an embrace. So you're going to not be able to get away at any reasonable speed. You're just basically locked like wrestlers at the moment.
Yep.
And
that makes 100% sense.
That's going to be hard to get.
The Piccolo formation.
All right. My God.
Right through both of them.
Yeah, so that's your... So yeah, we'll just call that aspect... Yeah, oh God, what do we call that aspect? I don't know. Lover's Embrace. There you go.
Jesus. Okay.
I don't know. There you go. That's, you know what? We'll take that one. That's better. Up close and personal.
What'd you say?
Up close and personal.
With the beam saber, if you hit, you deal 3 points of stress. And it does not really matter where and how you hit. It is always that much. This is the first the Widow has taken damage, so it rips quite a gash.
Didn't she already take damage from the mine? Didn't that rip through her shields and part of her armor already?
You are correct. And her shields wouldn't have had time to fully regenerate, exactly like yours, which means... Yeah, and besides, you're in close combat. Shields have no meaning here at the moment. So she's gonna have to take a consequence because... No, you know what? Actually, for story-wise, this works out much better because this leads into what I'm going to do next. Her fighter is speared, essentially, on this beam saber. You see it emerge out the other side, and you can tell there is massive structural damage to this fighter now.
It's so Gundam anime, just like...
Yeah, exactly. You like, you know, bits of molten metal just flick away into space and immediately solidify. Yeah. Teal, you're up next. And this is probably going to be the last round of combat, and then we're going to go into the closing stages because, oh yeah, getting there.
Okay. So she will also try to go into mech form and pulls the saber out that I have because of the retweets.
Okay. Alright, the Widow is above you on the maneuver chart, but I will allow if you want to make a desperate attack, you can do your transformation and make an attack in the same round.
Okay. Yeah, from my perspective, I just see Parker and Widowmaker like this, and somewhere is a beam coming out, and I don't know who is gonna hit, so I will definitely
Alright.
do a reckless attack.
Alright, so desperate attack, which puts you above the Widow on the maneuver chart, and then make a fight roll.
Average.
Alright.
What is? How is that? What is?
Any
working?
final aspect you wanna spend on?
I have no
So-
state points anymore.
She rolled a, and I'm rolling athletics to defend against this. She rolled a 2. Now, you can also succeed at a cost.
Okay.
The cost will be this. Because they are locked together in struggle, part of that damage will be on Starfox.
Oh, man.
It'll be 2 stress for the Widow and 1 stress for Starfox.
On my ship or on my person?
On the ship, unless you want to take it on your person.
No thanks.
But I would suggest not taking the Beam Saber one for yourself.
Well, story-wise, it would make sense because I don't think Shirin has any idea how to instinctively control a mech, and it's just
It is your first time.
yeah, and it's just acting on instinct to get there as fast as possible to help. So I think it
Alright.
made sense.
Yeah, you
With-
fly in, and as you see...
Can you take that? Parker,
Yeah.
or will you explode?
Well, that's...
Well, Shirin doesn't know.
Exactly. Well, you can... Let me put it this way. You can tell that Starfox fighter is actually looking pretty solid still. So,
Okay.
you fly in, and as the
Alright.
Widow's mech is about to raise another arm and just go in for another round of pummeling, you slice off that arm, and in that slicing motion just kind of carries forward, and you also carve a bit of a gash into Starfox fighter. Nothing too big, but starting to see some of, like, you know, the inner ablative armor layers.
Some crackling, maybe.
Yeah, a bit of sparks.
And just
The
goes.
Widow's fighter, however, seems to be quite badly hurt. And
Is it like me flying by, like, and then the arm is just like
yeah, the arm just kind of spirals off
With the-
and then goes.
with
Oh,
a break,
beautiful.
and Teal will
And
just
after
go,
briefly-
woo, yeah, oh, shit, sorry, oh, and it's spinning a bit.
Okay.
You tumble end over end, regain yourself with the thrusters. Predator, it is now your turn.
The wingman have they transformed their ship as well?
Yep.
Am I the only one who has not transformed?
Surprisingly enough, Boomjockey hasn't either.
With all the input I've gotten about the transformed state of the ship, so with all the info I've gotten from Starfox, is what I meant to say, would I know that the humanoid shape has more firepower, or is it still the same?
It's basically like you still have access to the same weapons, but if you're in a humanoid shape, you can also use the beam saber, which bypasses shields. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. You can take one,
you make
though?
it. What do you mean I can take one?
Well, you can just take one from somebody else.
Amazing at pew-pewing with a ship, so like, does she even need it?
Can we do a team play and I eject my saber and she catches it?
I kind of, you know what? I want to say yes.
Kevin, you're tempting me. Very bad. Like I was about
will
to
let
play
you.
it safe.
I will let you pay. Does Boomjockey still have a fate point?
No, I'm
I
out.
think you kept
I'm
one.
completely out.
Oh no, wait, that's right. You spent it because you wanted to succeed with style.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh god, I can't really. Neither of you have fate points anymore, huh?
No. I think the only person with a fate point left is Parker.
Quite probably. You know what? It just seems too cool to pass it up. So I will say you can eject. You could just basically do a combo play of you eject and toss up the beam saber and predator if you use your full action for an attack. You can just fly right in and stab this fucker.
Let's give
I
that
got
a
you
try.
covered. I got you covered, Predator. Here's a little gift from me.
And you just see this little glint reflecting, little lens flare as you rocket forwards.
And Boomjockey hears over the call. Everybody would hear over the comms. You better hope this works, and it's not really sure if she's saying it, directing at the Boomjockey or the cat, or just space.
Before the comms go quiet again, you just hear this.
I think the cat approves.
So what do I roll?
You roll fight. Because this is,
No.
you transform, grab
You've
the
gotta
sword,
be
and now
fucking
you're
kidding me.
fist fighting me. Why?
Guys, we're fucked. Royally.
Oh, is this a bad one?
See, you should have stayed in airship formation and you've done what you
I mean, for what it's worth, they don't get to use their piloting to defend, so...
I mean, go for it.
And the Beat Saber does, what did you say, 3 damage?
3 damage if it hits. Okay, technically not a success. Practically, you could also still succeed at a cost. The cost will be this. You would have to throw the saber in order to actually make this a successful hit. So you'd relinquish it,
Yeah.
but it would hit.
Throw it, Pele, kick it, whatever you need.
That now actually makes me think of Neon Genesis Evangelion. throwing the
Yeah!
spear. Which is the only, which
seen
are
it.
pretty much the only Mac references I get, because I have
That's a
zero
good Mac
knowledge about
reference.
Gundam.
We're good. Yeah.
It's a good Mac reference. You know what? We'll sit down and watch Gundam together sometime. It'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Yes!
Uh,
Gundam Wing.
Watch party,
Oh.
watch party.
You'll have to compel me hard.
oh, I will.
Just get me started. Yeah, I know you will.
To watch all the mech
We'll
shows.
ship you some alcohol, it'll be fine.
You know.
Well, I mean, you
come
do
up to
have my
Norway. We'll
address,
talk.
though.
I'm very convincing in person. Wait, I made that sound dirty. I'm sorry. Anyway,
You dug that hole yourself.
you know what? And I am going to dance in it because fuck it, we're playing mechs in space now. So you realize that if you want to actually make this work, you are going to have to use your momentum and then just give it that little bit extra, and you essentially do kind of like a javelin toss, and it goes sort of into the torso, as it were, and also straight out the other side, and the sheer forwards momentum causes it to just kind of rip through. The wingman, whose ship is now in very bad shape, is going to toss away his own saber. There's a brief signal over the comms of, shit, I just want to live. And then turns tail and gets the fuck out of here.
Oh man, you just bailed on her.
That's a concession. So that's if you want to exact some kind of toll from this, like for example, if you want to say that you just pick up the beam saber that was dropped in return, boom.
I mean, would it be closer? Wouldn't it be closer to Boomjockey at this point, or I don't know, which direction you imagine it was going?
It's fate. It's fate. We freeform it.
Okay, but
I mean, it would be funny if we went back to Boomjockey.
But
the beam saber was thrown to you, and then you threw it to the mech, so it's closest to me now. So can I double hand the beam sabers? That would be cool.
Hang on. So this is the thing.
You can say no.
We're not to you yet. We're actually on the Widow's turn now. The Widow has suffered extreme structural damage.
Can we
come back to
as the other dude, as the other
Boomjockey boomerang?
Oh God, no. So it is the Widow's turn now, and this is her last turn because you all get another video transmission. And it's her again, bleeding even more. One of her eyes just bloodshot. You can see like several cables hanging loose. Something appears to be on fire in the back of the cockpit. And rather than incandescent rage at this point, there's just this sort of, well, I guess you got me. But you're coming with. Transmission cuts out, and you just see
Boom.
a glow beginning. I mean, you've all seen a self-destruct before. This thing is going to go completely.
Do we have time to react?
Ish. Now, initially, this was going to be much worse. However, we have a boon that I still haven't given you, and this is the reason I've been saving it. Starfox. In looking over the schematics, one of the things you did notice is that the ejection pods for this have their own protective shell against the magnetic fields.
Oh, okay. So if somebody ejects, they won't die.
Exactly. Now, you cannot save your mech anymore. You are up close and personal. You are locked in at this point, and you know, even if you try to disengage, this is going to go boom right away. There's no big, 10, 9, 8 countdown timer. This is just going to go. But you have just enough time to punch out with an escape pod.
Boomjockey will go for the rescue and pick up the kid.
Yeah. So, and this is actually where I'm going to give you a compel, and because you have no fate points, you gotta take it.
I'll take it. I'm not gonna leave behind. I'm not gonna leave my kid behind. I'm picking her up.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
You called her my kid. That's cute.
Oh yeah. So, you need to make me a piloting check as you fly right at the explosion to try and pick up Starfox before the fireball devours that escape pod.
That's a 4.
All right. That's a succeed at a cost.
Lose my shield.
The cost is you don't have enough time to pick up the saber that got dropped.
Oh, fuck the saber. I don't care about the saber.
Yeah, I figured that was going to be a response, but also
That's
it's
a
a tie,
weapon.
so it's
That's a weapon. The team is more important.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm just going to say, like, that one is now lost to the ages. You keep losing these sabers. It's uncanny. But yeah, the Widow's fighter goes up, and for a moment, for just a brief moment, it looks almost like the star system here has gained a tertiary sun. As a miniature nova goes off, the reactors that power these things, wow, they must have an output. Starfox, as you jet out, I will need you to make a body roll to resist. Basically, like, this is an immediate punch-out situation. You don't have time to get ready. You're just basically going, oh, fuck this, I'm out, so...
You said body rolls is a single dice?
No, body is yours. Technically, body is a stat. Basically indicating your toughness. You should have that on your sheet.
Is it athletics?
That's...
Am I just looking in the wrong place?
Oh yeah, wait, no, it might be. I think in Tachyon Squad it's athletics. Yes, it's athletics. So, make an athletics roll. I'm so sorry.
I was just like, I don't see anything labeled body.
Body is shadow.
You don't even have a body, you're incorporeal.
I think you may be channeling the Shadowrun.
I think that...
Where it
oh
is
my...
body.
You know, I
I
might
said
be... I might be doing that. Wow, that's a thing that just happened. I Shadowrun Fate. Anyway, rolled 1 and it does 3, so you take 3 points of stress directly to yourself as you basically get your skull rattled.
Can I use a fate point for that? Because I already had 3 stress and I would...
You can also just take a consequence. You can take a mild consequence and only take 1 stress.
Okay, I'll do that.
Alright.
What's my mild consequence?
Concussion.
God, what's a good mild consequence? We'll say slightly singed.
Ideas. Singed.
Yeah. Just like the heat of the explosion has... It heats up the escape pod enough. So Boomjockey gets close enough to just essentially kind of grab you and pull you and drag you out of the main blast radius. But you're in there for just long enough to just get a little bit of a you know, as the outer shell heats up.
You get the stripes from the barbecue.
Yeah, essentially. Alright, and that's the combat done with. You now have a good half-hour window to rocket ahead. It doesn't even take you that long to get to the satellite. There is no defensive force up here because
Magnetic
you're piloting what would be the defensive force. And now, as it is, you would have to... And I'm going to kind of speed through this a little bit because otherwise I'd just be describing a landing sequence, but essentially fly into the hangar. You have the access code, so you can open up the hangar, fly in, land, and make your way to a computer console, at which point with the access codes As soon as you input that, you see an entire grid light up of just all the fighters. About half of them you see are stationed here on this asteroid, half of them are the ground forces, some of which are still in pursuit. You actually have a listing of who's, which ones are active, which ones aren't. You actually see the signal that one of the prototype fighters has recently been lost. Actually, two of them, technically, because they both went. And we'll say, for drama's sake, by the way, as that explosion subsides, the only thing left drifting in space is the fist of that mech, still with a little bit of crimson trailing off into space. But yeah, you have a full readout of every ship under the control of the sovereign Tuanya system. And you can take control of any of them. You can set them to self-destruct. You can give them a course. You can basically make it dance a jig. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Are we able to see right now which one are being piloted at this very moment?
Yes. There's a full listing of which ones are active, which ones are currently in flight.
I think, and you guys tell me if you agree with this. For the ones that are being piloted, we take over and shut them down, so they're no longer in pursuit. And disable the ones on the ground, basically, for now. And the ones that are up here, give one to Parker, so she has a way out, and the rest either self-destruct or fly him into the fucking sun, and then bug out.
Don't you need one too? Boomjockey?
Oh, mine's fine. Mine's fine.
Sorry, I was muted.
I mean, I could take a fresh one, just with a fresh paint job, just so we're good. But
I think we're taking
other than that, I think we're more or less fine. I'm just thinking, fulfill the mission and get out. What I would like to do is, from up here, fire off a message to not our leadership, but the people down there on the planet, like the military leaders, and just tell them, I know you may think this is a betrayal of your trust, but we're doing this to save your lives and the lives of your people. Otherwise, you're looking at a Dominion invasion and the loss of your way of life and war returning to the galaxy. I hope you can forgive us. We're doing this for you.
I do vote piloting them into the sun rather than self-destruct, because I'm sure some of them are around people, and I feel bad enough already.
And less salvageable in the sun.
And less salvageable in the sun.
So, I mean, we can do is take fresh ones, send the prototypes to the sun as well, and just take normal fighters with us, because that technology should not be in Draconis. Yeah, we don't want them in Draconis.
That's what makes us heroes. We're like, okay, we'll just destroy the Gundams instead of stealing
we're the
them.
good guys. We're the good guys.
Yeah, Haley has, since they got into the station, been extremely quiet and just listen to everybody. Just looks at Phil. Let's do it.
Okay. Then, if everyone's in agreement, we do that. Take new ones for us, disable the pursuits, and send the prototypes and everything else that is on here into the sun. A direct course to take a big plunge in the big yellow.
Agreed.
Well,
And if there's no sun nearby, then just into the magnetic fields. I'm sure it'll get wrecked.
No, I mean, if the sun is not anywhere near, into the asteroids, just collision courses and,
Right.
you know,
Well, the suns are closer. It's
Okay.
you know
into the sunset.
there's a blue giant here, so that's gonna do fine.
Yeah, we're good with that.
I think Parker just got called out in chat. But, you know. Alright. Does anyone object to that?
Nope.
No?
Good idea. I agree. Let's do it.
Yeah, I just want to get
Alright.
the heck out of here.
Yeah. Because there isn't anything stopping you from doing that. The only thing I will say is, anyone who gets here after you can still use this place to counteract your commands.
But as soon as the command is given, wreck the shit out of these consoles.
Unless there's the risk of, deactivating. Like if it needs, I don't know how it works, if it needs a persistent signal coming from the station to see that through, basically.
Someone make me a technology roll.
Yeah.
Let me give it a
do
try.
Who's your best techie?
I
I
got
My
plus
tech is
2.
+3.
Not Shirin.
I got a 4.
I just give it a shot.
Yeah, alright, you can all give it a shot, so
Did great.
4, 5, I mean, that's good enough for both of you. It's, if the signal here goes down, they can probably override it with a signal from the ground. So you can attempt to lock these consoles down to such an extent, like you can basically try to scramble these consoles to the point that, I'll get to you in a moment, you can try to scramble these consoles to the point that no one can actually use them, but they will still be broadcasting your signal. You can stay behind until the job is done, or you can, well, if you want to fly them into the sun, you're going to need that persistent signal. If you want to just self-destruct them, you just send the command and it's done.
I have an additional idea. Since we have the access codes to the place and we have basically admin access, I want to change the codes. So the
Can I
ground
use
codes
the
no longer work.
hacking tool?
So the ground control.
Maybe
ground
get one
codes
use out of
no
it?
longer work.
To
Can we
make
have
like
all
a general
ships
override?
You know what? Okay, so
into the station?
yeah, if you wanna put in, like, if you wanna use the admin codes, yeah, you've got your hacking tools and.
Which would
Go
probably
ahead and
also be
make me
the
a
first
technology roll.
the first moment that Phil and Parker realize that Haley has stuff on her, if they have the mental focus to put 2 and 2 together. But because she would have, as soon as they would have gotten to this base, she would have re-equipped the gun so that it's right by her side. The knife as well, just out of habit. But sorry, you were saying what should I roll?
Technology, and I will allow you to use the hacking tools as a boost, or to get a reroll if you need to.
So the
This
boost
will
is something
be
I
if
would.
so you can either add a +2 or take a reroll depending on what you need. Your goal for this is you need to beat a +4. This is going to be a difficult roll because it's a pretty high level of hacking that you're attempting. You can re-roll that.
Yeah. I'll have to. I was thinking about other things to throw in, but that might, I don't know. Not quite.
Alright. You can succeed at a cost.
Could I propose? It would be a cost that would be more geared towards Haley's story, not towards equipment.
Go on.
So it never really came up, but since she basically has a rank of squad leader, I always imagine that she has a pin on the collar of her flight suit showing her rank. And if that's enough to satisfy you, because I've already been playing with the idea for days now, she would have, without making a show of it, taking it off as soon as they entered the station and just leave it somewhere.
You know what? Let's be even more dramatic with it. I'm happy for you to do that, but we can make it an even more dramatic moment by saying that you've been, let's say, like, you've taken it off already, but you've kind of been tinkering with it, fiddling with it, just, that's sort of not quite ready to let go. And now you're here trying to rewire the controls, and you just can't quite, your equipment, you're just missing one piece. But this pin's made of a nice conductive metal. And if you're gonna leave it anywhere, you might as well have it be the piece that completes the puzzle.
I like it. Sorry, boy, I didn't mean to make you cry. Yeah. Yeah, she's not... Well, actually, maybe there is a moment where she looks at it. And just uses it.
I think if Boomjockey notices it, he would just put a hand on her shoulder and says, "You don't need a pin for that. We all know who Squad Mom is."
Yeah, she smiles slightly, but otherwise is focused on getting it done.
All right. Just to satisfy my curiosity, Starfox, Teal, what are you up to at this point? Are you just watching and making sure nothing goes wrong? Are you doing anything in particular?
No, just watching.
All right. Starfox? Aside from getting very emotional?
Mostly getting very emotional. I mean, like, normally she would assist with the tech stuff, but Healy seems to have it in hand. So.
If the word treasure.
All right. I'll tell you this, Starfox.
Teal will write
Teal...
some things in the background. Just.
All right. I was gonna say the two of you can also take this time to get a couple of fighters ready. Maybe get the cat
excellent.
out. Maybe get the cat out for Predator's mech so that doesn't also get flown into the sun.
Parker's like,
yes, no
shield. That's
shield.
helpful right now. So she goes to prep the ships for Boomjockey and Predator, who are doing the other stuff. And while in the cockpit, like, here's the cat. So by the time y'all make it back to the cockpit, only 3 of the 4 ships are ready, but she's just like...
covered in cat hair already.
And I want the cat to have a collar and a name tag. And the name tag will be Play-Doh. Diane, if you can make any connections to what I dropped about what my cat will be like for the Cats in Space episode. This will be a preview of it.
Play-Doh.
It's gonna be interesting. Oh boy. Yeah, sure. Let's just do it. You don't technically have a fate point, but this is the end of things. So
Actually, if I forgot about that, that's true. So
no, it's fine.
I'll
Screw
happily
it.
take that back.
We're having fun.
It's just a character detail. It's just a character detail.
Consider this the last little bit of goodwill from all of the various donations that everyone has put into this, because my goodness, we've had a heck of a run the past couple of weeks. Yeah, so you managed to get another fighter ready, despite the distraction of a cat. The four of you, once the commands are input, you watch as everything in the hangar, and there's about 70 ships up here, they all rise up, use maneuvering jets to exit the hangar in formation, and then as they do so, the engines fire up. They make a slight course correction and start heading straight for the Blue Dwarf. You also see a number of other signals doing the same thing from the planet. The fighters that had been sent up to chase you down, which is about 30 of them, they're essentially just kind of sitting in space, inert, not completely dead in space, because I assume you were letting the pilots live, but they're not going anywhere, and they're essentially in orbit around the planet. They'll be picked up soon enough. And you watch as nigh on 100 ships just link up and start heading straight for their final destination. You yourselves rocket away from the broadcasting station. Sorry?
Quick question. Who's taking the cat, or are we leaving the cat behind?
I assume Haley's taking the cat.
Okay, because
Yeah, the
if
cat's
not,
gonna
I
be
was going to take it.
You're even asking? You're even asking?
Had to ask, 'cause if not, I would have taken it.
When everybody
okay,
shows
so
up
this
to
was-
the hangar and gets into the ship's Parker transfers it over to Haley.
Before we
Everybody
fly
knows
off,
Mom gets the cat.
I have
I
something.
think
Teal?
it's time we went home. How's that sound?
Yeah. Teal, you were saying?
No, just before we fly off, once everyone is in their cockpit, then Haley will find a bunch of post-it notes stuck on the cockpit.
On the outside of the
they-
cockpit. Literally
No,
Are they-
inside.
Are they empty?
Several. No, like 4 behind each other.
Well, she's looking at them.
No, the first one was just for Haley. And the next one
Takes it
Yeah,
off.
take
puts
it off.
up.
says, "You don't need a pin." Next one, "You don't need a rank. You're amazing." And the last one is, "I believe in you." And then at the bottom, like a lot of lines and struck through, but if you look closely, you can make out it says "love you," but it struck through very aggressively.
I That's impossible. I think
That's
when
fantastic.
we're
Yeah.
as we're leaving, Parker gets a few transmissions, and it just says, "New record, piloted a transforming mech. New record, used a beam saber. New record, fought another mech in space. New record, survived the nuclear explosion. New record," and just firing off new records that are just Parker's, no one else's.
Oh.
Oh, great! You know you're getting it too.
I love all of you. And as the transmissions of new record, new record, new record are just transmitting, and as Predators considering the final scratched out words on Teal's post-its, you, with the navigational data you have, do manage to make it out of the magnetic fields, because this is a heroic story. So, goddamn right, you make it out. As you fly one way, and the fleet flies another, as you leave the system, you know, it's... Think of it like a split screen. On the one hand, flying off to the right, 4 ships on their own in the void of space, heading home. On the other side, flying off to the left, 100 ships. And as they reach the outer corona of the star, the front of the ship, the very first ship to pass that sort of, to hit that sort of heat barrier, begins to glow and then burn, almost as if on re-entry, except rather than just glowing and having a burn surround it, it just dissipates. It sort of just melts against this barrier, and one by one, and then by 2s, eventually by 5s, all the ships that you've sent hit this barrier, heat, melt, and each in their own little... And 2 of them, because there were 2 prototypes left, 2 of them detonate spectacularly, but you're too far away to see it. And against the brightness of a blue giant, those 2 detonations don't even stand out at all. And as the last one flies off and itself winks out of existence, the screen opens up wide on the 4 ships and on 4 pilots who, by various unorthodox means, various quirks and twists and definitely taking fate into their own hands and telling it, "You're coming with me now," managed to somehow take this whole situation and bring it to a close to prevent the outbreak of another war. And you know that your homes, and also your new home, your adopted home, the Draconis system, will remain safe. Boomjockey, you know you're gonna get to actually retire, go home, make amends, spend time with your husband and your kids. Starfox, you've set
I
records.
quit. I'm
that
gonna go be
no-
one of his kids.
Say you set records that no
Starfox,
one's ever gonna beat.
there is a guest room prepared for any time Starfox is in town.
Oh,
Also, when we land, everybody's getting some very grabby, tearful like hugs.
Oh, there are hugs.
oh, they're gonna be such good hugs.
I will say
You've set records that. Sorry.
One last thing Boomjockey does is when he leaves, when Starfox gets on her new ship, there are a set of old school aviator glasses just hanging there. And just a message of, these brought me good luck early on. Hope they do same for you. Bye, hi, kid.
Can I add something? Because
Absolutely. Let's tug on those heartstrings a little more.
I would say once they've landed and, you know, Parker just sort of like bouncing around, bouncing ball, hugging everybody. It's like, whoop, whoop. And she finds a quiet minute. Haley would walk over to Shirin while everybody else is doing their thing and techies are swarming around. And actually take one of Shirin's hand and just say, I think I need a bit of a vacation. Care to join me?
Anywhere.
That's all she needed to hear.
God damn it, they're cute.
Teal will also go to, like before Phil has left, go to him. So, you're heading out then for real?
Yeah, I think it's time I hang my wings and spend time with my kids.
Well, you've earned it.
I bought a stack of Post-its. Glittery like the ones that were used as chaff. It says,
Yes.
you don't need them anymore for notes, but if you ever need to spread them in space.
I will think of you. And don't forget your
Just
missions.
give her a hug.
Yeah. Hugs you back for a while, and then when they get when she gets out of it, says, but don't forget your mission is not over until you are back with your family. So keep the tradition up, and hands you the recipe for lasagna, which she refused to share at any point before. You will find out the secret recipe is whiskey. The secret ingredient.
The secret ingredient.
I'll make sure to add it to the family book.
You
Make it when Parker comes over.
I think, you know what? I think a year from now we should all meet up. I think, yeah. Just because I'm gone from here doesn't mean I'm gonna forget any of you. So, anytime you need me, I'll be around.
ring and we'll come. Like always.
And to close out the narration, let's just say a year later, you do meet up.
For
And it's the
telenovelas
best
and
damn-
lasagna.
It's the best
Oh,
damn
yeah.
lasagna you've ever made,
And for petting cats.
and I'm sure you can find cats.
And
And that's
because Karma's
I'll
a
leave.
bitch, now one of Boomjockey's daughters has an interest in piloting.
Am I her idol?
oh no.
I'd say yes.
BFFs, definitely.
As long as I don't have to train her, I'm fine.
No, I'll train her. The moment she joins, I'll be like, "You're Boomjockey's kid. You're with me. Come on, let's go."
Oh boy. Yeah.
10 years in the future, you go to Parker's pilot school for gifted kids.
Nice. And yeah, that, dear friends, was the Vault in Our Stars. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone in the audience also enjoyed it. That was a much more emotional ending than I initially expected, but you all...
Sucker punch feelings.
Oh, just like out of nowhere. Wham, wham,
Shirin
wham.
style.
There you go. Thank you so much to everyone who's been watching, whether you've been watching the VODs or whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching live. And if you're watching live, of course we know you're here because, well, we pay attention. We've got our eyes on you. Let's do one last round of going around and tell you who these fine folks are, where you can find them, and how you can support them. I also completely forgot to shout out our sponsors way at the start, so I'm going to actually mention sponsors real quick, and then we're going to do that. Sponsors, obviously, for this game, for Tachyon Squadron, you can thank Evil Hat, who also are the publishers for the Fate Core system, which is the engine that powers this whole beast. We have Modifius, who sponsor us for Fallout. If you would like Fallout, go watch Trouble on the Turnpike. That is on Saturdays at a time that is going to be specified in chat by one of our lovely mods. Yes, you! Because I can't remember it off the top of my head. Helmcast, obviously, sponsoring us for Cult, because we bring the spooks on this channel. It just has to be. We gotta. And if it's not tentacles, then it's cults. So there we go. Although Cult did end, they had their amazing finale, so now's the perfect chance to actually catch up before we start preparing for the next season, which is going to be, oh boy, that's happening soon. Tin Star Games, who gave us Relics, a game of angels, which on our channel was Relics, the Tower of Babel. And then we, of course, also have to thank Grinding Coffee. So if you like your coffee, and especially if you like coffee and you want to support a Black LGBT-owned business, well, hey, go check out Grinding Coffee. And that's our sponsors done. I'm so sorry, I forgot that at the start. Please don't fire me. And, well, hey, let's go around the table one last time. I'm going to start with Zane because they're fantastic, and go on.
Hello, I'm Zane. You can find me as Sword and Quill on Twitch. I do everything and more, and have no plan but pure chaos, so join me for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go hang out with Zane. Zane's fantastic. I mean, all of these people are fantastic. I'm going to say it about everyone. We'll just keep going counterclockwise. Petra.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Petra. You can find me on Twitch. I'm quite active there, so you've got the handle right there. Feel free to connect. I'm writing games, role-playing games, as it so happens, and you can find all of those at petrav.itch.io. And as of last week, I'm also streaming occasionally. I'm currently playing through Don't Not Tell Me Why, which is very intense story, also a very cool game. I'm going to continue streaming tomorrow in the afternoon European time, and that will be on twitch.tv/petrav. So come say hi if you have the time. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you to you, Diane, and all of the cast. It was a lovely time.
Yeah. And we still got cats and Gundams to look forward to, so
Right.
we'll keep in touch. Void. I mean, one last barrel roll
There
for the
it
road,
is.
apparently,
There it
courtesy
is.
of our tech. And, you know, we had our differences in the Alien RPG, but, well, you know, you got to be a big damn hero in this one. How do you feel?
I don't feel like a big damn hero. Oh my god. I feel exceptionally lucky because I was like, all right, Parker's gonna do shenanigans. And then everybody just coming together and being like Parker's parents, and then just you guys. I didn't do anything at the end. I just sat here and cried while you all made me feel feelings. It was great. Anyway, I just got a job, so my streaming schedule is all wonky, but I will always be streaming Tuesday. We're playing Outer Worlds right now, and then today at 6. If it's 2:20 for you right now, at 6 Pacific, we're starting episode 5 of Star Trek Adventures, which is also by Modifius.
Yeah, which we had a stream of when they released the Klingon supplement, which you can also find on the YouTubes. But we have a long history with Modifius, and we hope to have a long future with them. And sorry about all the feelings. You can't blame me for that.
Feelings.
That was,
I'm in tabletop 4 feelings.
Yeah, basically.
Thank you.
My God, the fact that we can.
Feelings.
The fact that we can. I was sarcastically apologizing, so But
sorry, you cried.
Yeah. Stop making yourself feel things. And speaking of causing feelings, and I'm not sure how I feel about tomorrow, but we'll see how that goes. Kevin, close us out.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin. You can find me everywhere as the Lawful Geek. And I just want to say to Weave the Tale, to our tech, to Diane, thank you so much for the invitation. This was so much fun, and it allowed me to meet and play with these amazing people. And it was just a phenomenal weeks. So thank you so much for that. And you can find me on my channel where I run perhaps way too many tabletop games. Tomorrow is one of them, is Shadowrun, where Diane plays an orc rigger, that is someone who works with a bunch of drones and controlled mechs, basically. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully this time they won't blow up a police station, but it could happen.
You just gotta point me in the right direction, And,
that's everything for me.
All right. And then I guess that's me left. So hi, I'm Diane. I've been your GM here. I also stream things. I'm about to completely revamp my stream schedule because the job that was meant to be part-time is now becoming full-time very rapidly, and basically the plan is for me to stream on Wednesdays and Sundays going forwards in the future, and every other week over on Kevin's channel because, well, I like Shadowrun, and I like my orc, and apparently I like being given impossible challenges and somehow losing more drones than are under the sun. And who knows? You might see me back on this channel for next season as well, where we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, keep your eyes and ears open, because we reached a donation goal and we've got Cats and Gundams coming up. We have a cat on screen! Yeah! And can I just get everyone in chat and in the audience, which is the same thing, what the hell am I talking about? Let's just also give a massive thank you to the techs, who have been fantastic at running this. It has been lovely. It's not so smooth.
Yeah.
And keeping us hydrated, and also barrel rolls.
Yeah, and I was going to say thank you to the chat also for the constant reminders to hydrate. You know what?
Thanks,
That is going to be my closing argument, as it were, is going to be: take care, stay safe, enjoy your tabletop games wherever you may play them, in whatever form you may have them, and remember to stay hydrated. and we'll see you next season. Take care, everyone.